Governor Jerry Brown met in a closed-door session with more than a dozen representatives of women's organizations today. The meeting was held in a small conference room in the governor's Los Angeles office. The session was the result of requests from various groups of women who wanted to tell the governor firsthand about some of the major issues they were concerned with. Among those present, Judge Joan Dempsey Klein, Barbara Johnson, president of the California Women's Lawyers, various officials from the NOW organization, as well as representatives of minority women's groups. The governor had about 10 women members of his own staff present. Chief Justice Rose Bird, newly appointed by the governor, also made an appearance. After the meeting, a member of NOW gave her reaction to the session.
He was not a traditional man in his approach. He came in, he took off his jacket, he sat it down, he looked like he meant business. And I think he really listened to, it was obvious, I was watching him from a side position, and I think he was really interested, especially in the areas that affected women, poor people, and child care issues.
The governor said he would meet further with representatives of women's organizations, and although no promises were made, the exchange did seem to open up good communications between the women and the governor. Stan Chambers, Channel 5 News, reporting from the new State Building in downtown Los Angeles.
Get out of the door.
Whatever, yeah.
All into 6 categories. The first is child care funding. The second is employment for women. The third is affirmative action legislation. We have a problem with affirmative action for women in California. The next is appointments of women to commissions, boards, agencies, and the judiciary. And the last topic is women's power. Child care funding is a major issue in California because, as the governor stated, we have 1 million children in California that need child care. The cost of each child, the cost per child is about $3,000 each. So that's an immense amount of money we're talking about for really substantive quality child care. And the issue of women who work outside the home needing child care is a very important issue because it touches on the issue of women being able to work at jobs outside the home, earning extra income. And a woman who does not have adequate child care doesn't really have too much of a chance of earning some kind of substantial income outside the home, because if she needs private child care, the costs are tremendous and they are now escalating. Poor women, minority women, women who don't have as much education or they don't have the right degrees, especially need child care so they can continue education, they can continue training, and they can work outside the home. The status of child care at the moment is if you are poor, you can afford child care, but if you start working, you cannot. So it forces women to stay in low, menial paying jobs or not work at all. And the majority of women who work in California work because they have to work. So that was an issue that was discussed by almost every member.
Overall, how would you characterize the way the governor reacted?
As trying. I commend him, and I think we all commend him for the efforts that he has made. There is a long way to go, and it ruffles my feathers a little bit to hear him keep talking about priorities when we think women's rights are also priorities. And I think we are realistic in our expectations.
You think you got across some major points to him today that maybe changed his outlook on things?
I think we gave him some information that he may have not heard before, and I think that since it was such a cross-section of women's groups, that when he could hear women reacting with one another and really saying right on and that's true from all sides of the room, I think that he understood that. I think he got some information from us that he may not have been clear on before, so I'm hoping that he will act on that.